1, 2, 3, 4.
Boys and girls, welcome back. City Hunt, boys and girls. Let me show you how you doing, brother.
Go ahead. Good
All right. Welcome back in 865 podcast, the best podcast and the badass podcast. Here.
Drop my microphone.
Oh yeah. Boom. All right. All good. All good. So, how's your day, brother?
Good.
All right, let me cheers you.
Cheers.
All right, boy. Woo.
You had a good gig today.
Yeah.
New place, local brewery.
Local brewery, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw you brought some food, like.
Yeah.
How's the food though?
It was a chimichanga. Just a steak chimichanga. It was really good. Yeah. I don't know. Some places will only put the cheese on the outside, but they had cheese inside and outside. It was good. Yeah. I haven't had Mexican food in a bit, so.
Yeah, man. Like, how you vibing in Gatlinburg, and how you feel about Gatlinburg mostly, since you play around.
Yeah. So far, I mean, I play in Nashville. That's where I live, mostly, and then up in New England as well. So I kind of split time there as well, but. Yeah, I love Gatlinburg. Actually, it's if it wasn't so far out there, I'd consider moving here. But it's a little out there for me, and not far enough. I guess not far enough south for me to or I guess west in this instance for weather wise. So
yeah, man,
a little chilly out here, a little bit more.
Little bit more, yeah. So what? 3.5 hours drive? 3 hours?
Yeah, it's about 3 hour drive. It's 3 hours. Actually, no, 3.5. That's
3.5?
3.5, yeah. But to Sevierville, where we are now, it's about 3 hours. So it's
about 3 hours.
Yeah.
But technically, boys and girls, me and Senie Hans, we've been doing live like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. The last time I was coming through, so I think
almost 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we do live actually. Maybe one of you guys there knows him, so we've been chat. But yeah. We're gonna still on music scenes, and we're talking about music and stuff and blah blah blah. So he was playing at local brew today for the first time. Am I right?
Yep, first time playing there. Yeah.
How you get a parking situation though?
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah, I had to clear it up with you real quick, but found it pretty easy in this parking right. I didn't realize there's parking directly behind it.
Oh yeah.
So I parked at the one behind it, but on a little over, so I had to walk up the street a little bit more. And then I didn't realize there was an elevator, so I tried to go through where the escalator is, but it's too narrow to bring my little dolly. So, but I did manage to find the elevator, and then on the way out, it was a lot easier because the parking lot is right where the elevator exits.
Did you meet new people, fresh people in Gatlinburg over local brew?
Yeah.
Is that the bartender?
So the bar, I forgot his name already, but bartender.
This is new.
Nice.
I forget too.
Yeah. They were cool. They were right away. They helped me out, there's not much. For me, I don't. Point me where I have to set up. I'll go over there, set up, and then you won't hear from me until I start playing. So that's usually how I go about it. But I usually like to talk afterwards.
So how you experienced for the first time at local brew though?
It was good. It was of
course, good food like you said.
Yeah, the food was really good. The people seemed to like it. There was a.
I mean, it's kind of like a little early show because the weather situations and a little cold, a little bit.
It could have been. I think the later crowd would have probably been a better crowd.
Digging on it. Yeah.
But the sun was kind of intense. So we had they have umbrellas at the tables.
They do.
And they moved one towards me so I could be in the shade a little bit more. And I mean, that helped. That was helpful. I mean, I like the heat, but the sun sometimes is a little too much. But yeah, there was a good. I didn't realize it was going to be on the rooftop. I didn't realize there was a rooftop.
I mean,
it was.
It's still a hot spot though. It's still a hot spot.
Yeah,
in Gatlinburg
there's a decent amount of people showing up too. So
yeah, we were talking. I mean, it's Tuesday. And we're talking about Tuesday. You can imagine we
on
play
a Tuesday,
on a weekend,
Tuesday night,
Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There, it'll be packed. You get a lot of people up there actually to enjoy the views of margaritas and all that fun, good, great food and incredible.
Yeah, someone was asking me about. Actually, it was. I think it was. I'm trying. I think it was the last time I was here, or maybe it was someone in. They were asking me things to do in Gatlinburg, and I named all the places that I played. And I think they had their boyfriend had like a birthday or something like that. And I was like, oh, you should, go check out these places. And I mentioned the Park Vista. Yeah. Because what's cool is like you can go to these hotels that have food, and you don't have to stay at them. You can just go and go to the
all
restaurant.
age, all welcome.
Yep. Yeah. And so I recommended some of the places I played before, and I really haven't had a chance to really explore Gatlinburg. Even though I've been here a lot, I haven't actually. Each time I'm here, I do a show. I go to the hotel or come here or whatever, and then I go back and
man, you should man. One day
I gotta make a trip.
But technically, it's in your hands. We get a place to stay right now. You can come in here anytime. Give you heads up. We prepare everything and all get good stuff. But yeah, so you play here today at Loco and
then tomorrow
at Shamrocks.
Yep, and then
at Margaritaville.
Yeah, Margaritaville at Pigeon Forge. Yep.
And after that, you have to go back to Nashville.
And then I head back to Nashville. Yeah, I got a friend visiting and
that's
actually doctor's appointment too. But yeah,
kind of like back to back, like it's called driving stuff and
Well, I'd rather do a couple days together than just come up for one show and then let's get that. So
man, like Local Bro has been we working with them is almost like 4 years now. Almost yeah. So we always get good people who is playing up there. It don't matter who is there, but we always get good feedback actually. Especially you get tonight first time. Like I say, man, probably next day, somebody call me. Hey, man, you're gonna book him again. We get so many people that play up there. Let's get good compliments and hey, please bring them back. Something like that. So, but yeah, man, like Gatlinburg, it's a small towns, but it's one of the best destinations now.
For a small town, there's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do.
Yeah, I don't think even
family side, have fun. All kind of stuff. Yep. Oh my God, Gatlinburg is huge.
I just saw another ski lift I didn't see before.
They do
on
actually.
The other side of the. I saw the big one I've seen, the main one I think, but I didn't see the other one.
They have, if I'm not mistaken, it's just three of them. It's the Anarchista, Skybridge, and Ober Gatlinburg.
Okay.
It was like they get ski up there. Yeah. Also, we get Skybridge in front of the Shamrock.
Skybridge, I know. Okay, that's the one. That's the one.
So when you pass that, when you welcome to Gatlinburg, there is on the right hand side. It was called Anarchista.
That one I know. Yeah, that's the one I walk by all the time.
It's like 360 views up there too.
Yeah,
very much everywhere when you stop in a high elevation. So man, like Gatlinburg is always our home. I mean, even we play in Knoxville, we play in Pigeon Port, in Sverville. Yep. But Gatlinburg is kind of like our home base.
Home base,
thing. We made so much family, new peoples up there. But yeah, man, let's just a little bit. We've been doing live already, so I'm sure that a lot of people listen what we're talking about. Even it's not that sing very clear because that microphone last time wasn't. I think the volume is a little low.
Too low. Yep. Okay.
Too low, but now is that I'm sure people can hear us now. But I want to repeat again. Senie, where you born and where you ended up in Nashville right now?
So I was born in Sierra Leone, West Africa. I was adopted with my twin sister. We came to the U.S. In New Hampshire. So when we were adopted, went to New Hampshire with our family there. My parents who live up there still. Actually, my sister still lives up there. I started music pretty early. I was playing music before I even got here. I was playing the djembe, I think, a lot in Sierra Leone. And then when I got to, which is a hand drum, West African hand drum. And then when I got to the States, I heard the guitar for the first time, and my mom showed me that, got me my first guitar, which was like a little small quarter-size acoustic guitar. And that's what I first learned on. And then my dad, when he came into the picture, he saw me playing a quarter-size electric guitar and got me into that. And then eventually I sort of, found myself playing guitar more than doing anything else, or playing music more than doing anything else, and including when I should have been doing schoolwork and all that stuff. But yeah, that's where I am now. But I moved to Nashville about almost 4 years ago. So in April it'll be 4 years. Okay. So it's about three and a half years, and I love it. I mean, I've been wanting to move to Nashville after visiting. I visited a couple times before moving, and then I finally made the move. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did when I did, because at the time I moved during during COVID. So things were still kind of quiet. People were not leaving as much, not on the road as much. So getting the gas prices were amazing for that. So doing a long road trip like that was a breeze, and finding a good place, affordable place, was easy or relatively easy, given that no one was leaving or buying or renting at the time. So I found a place, moved in, and just got myself settled into the city. But I toured up in New England back a lot, and then I come up here in Gatlinburg a lot, so I guess I've been doing the grind for a while, but that was when I finally made the move. So
yeah, man, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Hey, did you remember what's the first time that you have a show? Actually, did you remember like a pub, restaurant? Do you remember?
Like the first ever show, or first time in Nashville?
First time ever.
Yeah. So my first. I'm trying to think about this. I guess my first paid gig. So
paid gig.
Yeah. So I thought like a paid gig was it's the Local in Warner, New Hampshire. A place called the Local in Warner, New Hampshire. Those of you know me who follow me, they'll know that was the first place I ever played a paid gig, and I still remember doing that, and that was one of my favorite nights. And it's funny because I went in knowing it was a paid gig, but at the same time, when the guy came to pay me, Bill, who the owner at the time, when he came to pay me, I was like, oh, that's okay, because I was like, I was just thinking like open mic, but extended, and but he was like, no, this is a paid gig. Here you go, and I was like, oh wow, this is really cool. So I still remember that moment. That was the first time when I was like, oh, you know what, I can do what I love and make money off of it. And at the time I was doing landscaping, and I was doing 13, 14-hour shifts of landscaping and construction. And so when I get out, if I got out early enough, I'd go to the Local for open mic. And eventually I played there so much, I finally got to do a show there. And that was my first ever paid gig. So.
Do you still remember who's the names that who in charge that night?
Yeah, so Bill was the owner, and he was the one that
do you still keep in touch with him?
I keep in touch with the Local somewhat, mostly through NH Music Collective, which is a booking.
That's cool. That's cool.
That's up in New England, and I've been with them for they're amazing too, and I've been with them for a while. Brad is one of the owners there with that, and John and Reva. And I've been working with them for a while, but the Local is I believe it got moved to a different spot now, but the building that was the Local is still there. And my parents live in Warner, so when I go to visit New Hampshire, I go through Warner, from Concord through Warner, and so sometimes I'll instead of staying on the highway, I'll get off the highway a little bit and drive down the main street so I can drive by it just to have those little flashback thoughts of
Oh, yeah,
from back
kind
way
of
back
remind
when.
you. Like, a
Yeah,
place
yeah,
like
and
that,
I love that. And that's a small town, and by small town, that is a small town. I mean, comparatively to well, I guess Senie, yeah.
Yeah, like
yeah.
after that night though, what is coming in your head? Like you think it's open mic, but it's paid gig. So what you change, you become who you are right now.
So at the time, I don't think anything changed necessarily for me, apart from the way I looked at that night.
But you are excited.
Yeah, I was excited. Yeah, so because I didn't make the move for full time until right before COVID. So I chose to finally be like, you know what, I'll do full time music. I chose it like just literally. I think it was like not even 6 months before everything started shutting down. But you know. Things work out the way they're supposed to, is the way I look at it. And had I not made that decision, I wouldn't have known, you know, I would have had, during that time, like nothing was, you know, even if I was still working at the restaurant was closed. So, you know, I would have had no job anyway, but at least with the music, I was able to do some live streaming. I started to kind of build up my originals, started to get more writing done.
Your name out there.
Yeah, get my name out there digitally so that by the time things got physical, like I joined these online music festivals, and some of them were based out of Nashville. And actually, after once things opened up and I had moved down to Nashville, I found the person that booked that festival, and I told him, hey, I just moved to Nashville, like. And I just want to say thank you for getting me on the festival. And actually, they invited me to play on their podcast, which they still do to this day. And so I went to their house and shot the podcast with them, an episode with them, and that was awesome. That was really cool to like meet someone digitally, or I don't know whatever the term is they use now, but digitally, and then to like, you know, a year and a half later, go and actually play music with them. Yeah, and still keep in touch. And I still keep in touch with them.
But you and me and Funny, we met in person actually.
Yes.
We don't meet in the social media.
Yes. Yep.
So
yeah.
we met at Shamrocks, and you follow me, I follow you back, and we keep in chat and blah blah blah. We're talking about the show and stuff and shit.
Yeah.
It's like he's good, like very good.
Yeah, thank you.
So we don't meet in the social media. We meet personally.
Yes. Yeah.
You come in at my show. They're probably one of the girls, whoever working behind the bar.
Yeah, I think what's his name?
Corey.
Corey. Yes. Yeah. He was. Yep. He was there. I remember him.
Yeah. So like, I was the guy who was booking the show here. So we keep talking after that, and I mean that's what we are right now, man. Like it's cool, man.
Yep.
That's good. That's good. But yeah. So you're gonna play at Shamrock early tomorrow. I don't know. This podcast, it might be. I don't know, because I do earlier with Luke, so probably I gotta post Luke first, then this podcast. But anyway, you play tomorrow at Shamrocks and go in Margaretaville and back to Nashville. So do you have any more gigs after that?
No. So I have. I'll have. Let's see. What's it? So it's Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll have Thursday and Friday off. And then Saturday, I think I'm supposed to do a house show. I got to find the details for that because I didn't get them all. But I got a friend. My friend is coming to visit, and he's going to stay with me for a few days. And I think we're gonna go to that house show. But then I have every Sunday I do actually, you know what? No, that's right. I do have Thursday night. I play downtown. So Thursday night, because I wasn't before because of the construction they were doing, but Thursday night, 6 to 10, I play at the lounge on 2nd Avenue in Nashville, and then on Sunday mornings I play at the lounge on 2nd Avenue as well. So I do that every Sunday and every Thursday. But for Friday, for the most part, Friday I've got off, and then. But yeah, it's once I'm in Nashville, it's the gigs are a lot easier to get to and manage and because less driving. Sometimes I even take an Uber, depending on
the direction.
Yeah, the direction. So, it's nice living in a city that where
So you live in the city.
Yeah, I live
Broadway. How many minutes away?
So from Broadway, I'm about 7 minutes from Broadway.
Oh man, that's pretty close.
Really close. If I walked, it's about 25, 30-minute walk, which is not bad at all.
Not bad.
On a nice day if you're trying to go get downtown and just get some exercise too.
Yeah.
And then, but I don't end up on Broadway very often unless I'm going to hear a friend play or I'm playing myself. It's really not really. I like country music and I love rock, but it's there's only so many times I can hear "Don't Stop Believing" before I stop believing. In getting downtown. So it's but it's nice to be that close. I think I could definitely, especially with the way renting is now. If I lived a little further out of the city, I'd save a little bit more money. But I got really lucky with where I am. Price wise and everything like that, and convenience too. So,
is it easy to find like a new groups over in Nashville? Like, let's say, personally, like I'm a random person, like really want to go to Nashville, to move to Nashville.
Yeah.
Do you think like easy to find music families there, or you just be on yourself to get on the door, or you just have something like a family, like we have a Gatlinburg music family here that I build my own. So do you think that somebody will like let you in, or you have to be going this way or that way?
Do you mean like musically, or do you mean like
musically?
That's a tough one. It really depends on where you're looking and what you're intending to do.
Let's say it's solo.
Yeah. So if you're a solo musician, you're looking for like places like to connect with and play.
Connecting to play.
Yeah. So best thing to do is show up. Like go to the places that have music.
Okay.
If someone mentions it, someone says, "Hey, there's a jam downtown at this place." Go to that place with the intent of being like, "Oh, I'm gonna have some cars with me. I'm gonna interact with some people. I'm gonna listen to the music and see what kind of music is being played, and then see who's playing and who's been playing this thing for a while, and then introduce yourself to them, to whoever's working there, because sometimes you'll find that like some of the bartenders are musicians too, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm a bartender here, but I play every Friday at this bar," or
that's cool.
Yeah, and that's like really the because a lot of the places want to hear you play first before they don't typically take a random person from, you could be the amazing, you could be like a secret Elvis Presley, but if you haven't played for them,
you don't get engaged yet.
Yes, yeah. Until they hear you, they're not going to make it. It's not going to. So that's what I did. I went to open mics like crazy. When I heard about writers' rounds, I would go to them and I'd see who's playing, and I'd introduce myself. I'd find someone who I heard that either had a similar style or not even a similar style. But if I thought, this is a young gentleman trying to
fit on my music.
Yeah, or someone who's also just. That you think you connect with, and there's so many people out there, especially in Nashville, that you can go to an open mic and find or jam or open mic around whatever and find someone there that's going to be someone you could talk to, and they'll be more than help to be like, "Oh yeah, dude, like I've been playing this one forever, and I also host this one. You should go check it out." And that's what I found with I just went to the Bowery Vault. And there was a guy there that hosts. After I played, I talked to a bunch of people, and there's a guy that hosts every third Thursday or something. I think third or fourth Thursday there. And then there was another guy that hosts an open mic in another bar, and he said, "Oh yeah, check it out. We host the open mic every this day." And so, and then while like obviously you're not going to make money on an open mic, a lot of those venues. But also book.
Yeah.
So if you show up and play the open mic, they've heard you play, and then you ask them, "Hey, what's your contact info?" You send a message to them, email them, whatever it is, and then you do it. If you do it relatively soon, they might remember you from that open mic and be like, "Oh yeah, we heard you. We were great." Send them a video too, like or something of you playing.
Cool.
And that's essentially what I did, and that's how I got a lot of the gigs that I do, and some of the residencies I've done too. So yeah.
Yeah, man, like Nashville is like a hometown of music, live music, live entertainment. I mean, it's just like everywhere. Go to the left, music.
Yep.
Go to the right music.
Yeah.
Go to the front
and
music.
different kinds too.
Different kinds.
People get lost in the country, rock, and pop. But if you get off Broadway, which I highly recommend, don't stay on Broadway. The music's good. It's not bad. But if you want to hear original stuff, and not just original, but really good original bands, original artists, you got to leave Broadway for one, because they almost don't allow originals. And the only way a band can play an original song is if a fan or a audience member requests an original, and that hardly ever happens, because they're playing all these covers, and tourists come in and they love the covers, they want to hear it all, but they're not thinking of asking the band what they want to play. And that's
But anyway, they do have a listening room. Nashville.
Yes, they have a listening room. The one here in Pigeon Forge closed down, but the one in Nashville is still there. And actually, that is literally
original.
That's literally 6 minutes from me. I think
so. The original stuff there.
Yes, that's all original. Yes, the listening room is all original. Writers' rounds are all originals.
I look in the social media.
Yep.
They're doing pretty well though.
Yeah. So all of those are off Broadway. They're not on Broadway.
Oh, they're not on Broadway.
Yeah, not on the same
I've never
stretch.
been there.
Yep.
Well, I've been there for 3 times, but I've never been.
There's very, very few places on Broadway where you're going to hear original music, and so that's why I always recommend spend some time on Broadway, enjoy it, and then get off Broadway. Go up Printer's Alley, Church Street. There's so many places.
So many.
These are within walking distance. 2nd Avenue.
Yeah.
These are all.
So how many minutes
distance.
from Broadway to get that place that you mentioned?
Which one? Like Printer's Alley and all that? So Printer's Alley, literally, so you have Broadway, you have Church Street, and then Printer's Alley. They're like, it's not even.
Oh, okay.
It's
Gotcha.
like a walk. Like maybe you might pass 3 or 4 buildings. If you're on Broadway, just take one of the off streets off of Broadway, one of the alleys.
So people, tourist people, or just mostly local peoples? They're hanging out.
Well, so the funny thing is, there's almost no, we always say that nobody's actually from Nashville. Is the joke that goes.
Yeah.
So most of the people, I talk to tourists. If you're a tourist, spend some time on Broadway and then get off Broadway to hear people actually make the craft.
Yeah.
Hear the creating of music. When you want to hear, if you want to just hear the jukebox style band, then stay on Broadway. But when you want to hear really good music, really talented artists playing their own music, music you won't hear anywhere else, or I don't know, maybe you'll hear it in 5 years on the radio as one of the biggest hits. You never know, which has happened plenty in Nashville. Then go off on some of the off streets, 2nd Avenue, Printer's Alley, Church Street, all those off streets, and you'll find that, and you'll find really good artists there. In fact, your ears will thank you too, because it's a little bit quieter on those streets. Not that the music is quieter, but there's not 30 bands playing the same music, all at the same volume with the windows open, trying to blast
everybody,
out and
each other.
Yeah, trying to entice people to come in. Yeah,
compete with everybody else.
Yeah.
So man, all right, we out of music now. You live in Nashville. If you want to go eat, where you go? In your side, your favorite restaurant. Maybe some people's that want to try to hang out in Nashville one day.
So what? All depends on the style. My favorite restaurant right now is Eastern Peak. It's a Thai restaurant, and they're.
I like it already. Sounds good.
Yes, it's really good. I'm guilty of ordering there. I used to order there way too much, especially when I didn't have my car. Eastern Peak is really good. One of my favorite barbecue places is just a small place. It's called the Range, or the Ridge. I think it's either. I always mess that up. I think it's the Ridge. The Ridge. It's right on off of Charlotte Avenue, and it's a mom and pop style barbecue place, but it's honestly the best barbecue I've had.
That's cool.
And I can say pretty confidently, other than Memphis, best barbecue I've had. Period. So far. Let's see.
Now I want to go to that Thai restaurant.
Yes.
One day I go back to Nashville.
There's a couple of and then there's Hawkers, which is Asian street food. and that's really good too. They have really good, yeah. So there's, and then let's see, there's so many good. What are the? Let's see. 615 Chutney is actually a place I play. They have really good food. This is Belmead, which is I don't know how a suburb of Nashville. It's part of part of the greater Nashville.
So we're talking about my God, how many hotels and pub, restaurant, nightclub, and a bar. Where's the mostly like? I'm talking about local people that who is working there, and then they clock out and they done their job, and they're hanging out.
Okay.
Where's mostly? I mean, you've been living like 3.5 years.
So that's a tough one because what I've found, at least from my friends and my experiences, when I'm done playing, I go home. I'm not going to another bar, or another restaurant, or because likely like there's probably 7 different bands about to play after me or before me or that had just played, and so a lot of my friends typically they just go home. They just go home afterwards, but if they do, they might hang out at some of the the local, not the local in Warner, but the local. in Nashville. That's a place that's a place that I've definitely seen people just kind of come out because they do writers rounds there. It's a lot more mellow. So if you've just been down with Broadway, you just come off and go there. The Commodore, which is actually a grill inside of a Holiday Inn, I think, near Vanderbilt. Let's see. I mean, there's a lot of first of all, there's so many restaurants and places that are not on Broadway that people go all the time. And then it's some of the coffee shops that stay open a little later. Eighth and Roast, there's a few of those people go to.
They do have I've been 3 times, but I don't explore it much in Nashville. They do have like a 24-hour thing there. Yeah,
so I don't know I've never been out 24 hours, but a lot of these restaurants are open, and the bars are open till like 3 a.m. sometimes. And like you can order food from them up until that point. So, I at one point, I'm pretty sure when I got home, I remember I got home late and I couldn't think of what to eat. And so I ordered pizza, really good pizza from Mellow Mushroom. And it showed up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't eat it by then, but I had it. It was ready for breakfast. And I think because I was leaving early the next day, so I wanted to have something to heat up real quick when I was. But that's honestly I'm really lucky with how much is around me in Nashville. It's even compared to like the Boston area and all that stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot. And a lot of variety too. Like I should say, there's a lot of variety of foods, variety of places, restaurants, stores, shopping areas. And it doesn't, right now, it doesn't really feel like a mega, what's the word? Like a Vegas style mega thing, but it's getting close. The Broadway specifically, it's getting close to that kind of Vegas style. But I think that I think it'll plateau. I think it'll plateau before that happens. But again, if you ripped Broadway away from the scene, you still have all these other places that are not on Broadway
that you can hang out,
and they're a lot quieter, chiller, and then East Nashville. Man, I can't say enough about East Nashville. I love it. Buds and Brews is a place I play in East Nashville.
And also you get local entertainment.
Yeah, that's where I find more locals there coming out. So Buds and Brews is another place that you definitely check out. I play there. I love playing there. But even when I'm not playing there, I would definitely go there because it's you can hear live music. It's mostly original stuff for the most part. I think they like originals as far as I know. My band we do mostly original, so we play there. But and it's a THC and CBD infused bar. So and it's
that's cool.
But even besides that, it's just a nice it's pretty relaxed. They'll throw a game on the TV. And the vibe in there is nice. I've never felt like someone was going to get in a fight or someone was too drunk to be doing business or whatever, it's it feels nice in there. Like I've never really had, and it's not far from the 5 Spot, which is another popular venue in East Nashville, and it's East Nashville is definitely, in my opinion, that's where I would favor my time. If I were gonna move somewhere, I'd probably move out to the East Nashville area.
Yeah, man, like Senior Hunt here, boys and girls. Believe it or not. Hey, one word for Gatlinburg. What do you think about Gatlinburg? What do you think about Gatlinburg? All right.
In one word.
One word.
Man, that's tough. Opportunity.
Okay.
There's so many things. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. And surprising. Those are 2 words, but opportunity and surprising. Those are the 2 words because there's a lot. Yeah.
Black or white?
How was that? Just
Color.
Color. Black. I'll go black.
Rock or pop?
Rock.
Rock.
Yeah.
Country or classic?
Whew. I go classic.
You're a classic.
Yeah. There's too much country already. Yeah.
All right. Gibson or Fender?
Fender. Sorry. Yeah. I'm Fender. Yeah.
Acoustic or electric?
Acoustic. Yeah.
Solo or band?
Oh man. That one's. Can I pass on that one? That's. Man. I guess solo, but just because I can always play solo. Yeah, okay. Solo. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
both are fun. There's difference. Like, I never favor one over the other. There's a different experience. Yeah, that's why I have that one. Yeah.
I mean, solo is kind of like you're mostly doing right now.
Yeah.
And you also.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Your projects.
I love playing with
a bandmate and stuff. Yeah.
All my bandmates.
So how do people that find you on social media and on digital platforms, and if you want to share a little bit?
The easiest way to find me is to go to my website because I have a bunch of my links there, which is seniehunt.com, which is SENIEHUNT.com. But if you can remember my name or all that, I mean, I'm sure you could probably pop it up on the stream afterwards. But my Instagram is at Senie Hunt Music. That's my solo Instagram. My band Instagram is at Senie Hunt Project, and that's my band. And then pretty much everything else follows suit. Band Facebook Senie Hunt Music, band or solo, and then band Facebook Senie Hunt Project, or that's Senie Hunt Project. So but go to my website. Everything is linked there, including where you can find my videos, music, and all that too. So that's the easiest way.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough. Margaritaville or Shamrocks?
Ooh.
In your opinion?
Oh, I don't know. I think I'd go with Margaritaville.
Margaritaville.
Yeah. I think I haven't done Shamrocks enough to make that easy. But I like it. I love it. I loved the last time, but yeah.
Okay. 865 Podcast. Boys and girls, Senie Hunt here, boy. Hey! Y'all stay healthy, be happy, rock and roll.